Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Dave Chappelle has announced a new Netflix special, New Year's Eve, which is good for old folks like me that usually stay in that night and just watch TV. Perfect. Thank you, Dave. The special is currently untitled. It was announced via a short teaser. In the teaser, you see his C logo lit up with neon lighting, and in the background, you hear Chappelle thanking the crowd. The phrase "Dave is back" then appears, followed by the release date of December 31st. This is good news for me because right after Christmas and New Year's is usually a slow news week. Dave often makes jokes that don't go over well with everybody, and then everyone will debate it for 2 weeks. Perfect. Thank you, Dave. Yesterday, when I was doing the Jason Cinnamon New York Times story, in his article, he had mentioned that Gary Gulman's special would be out December 21st. I wasn't sure we had actually heard that before, and I thought maybe I just forgot. But now the official press release is out. The Max original comedy special, Gary Gulman, Born on Third Base, debuts December 21st on Max. There's a trailer and everything, and I really laughed out loud at this. Let's listen.
I grew up in an oft-ignored sector of Jewish people called poor. A heart surgeon will open up your chest, replace a valve, save and extend your life, $45 copay. A dentist fills miniature potholes, cash only today. We'll work on a payment plan like any other strip mall retailer, but you're gonna pay. I said to my dad, I really want to play hockey. He said, son, go grab the sports almanac. There were 0 Jewish players in the Hockey Hall of Fame. My dad said, just for a point of comparison, more Jews have been the Messiah.
Quality joke there, Gary Gulman. The official description, Gary Gulman offers up his hilarious insights on a range of topics, from growing up poor to pretentious suffixes, all with a generous helping of his inventive humor and absurdism. Looking forward to that one. Oh, backing up to Chappelle, that's really going to screw up the end of the year list. I guess my end of the year list will be through Ricky Gervais' December 25th release, and I don't know. If Chappelle makes it, I'll revise it, I guess. Maybe I can convince Netflix to hook me up with a screener. That would be kind of cool. Here's a terrible idea from Dan Aykroyd. He's working on a possible Trading Places sequel. Dude, it's been 40-something years. Don't do this. Dan said, last year I generated a sequel for Eddie and I that I submitted to Paramount. It's good, man. It's good. No one's asking for that, Dan. Men's Journal noticed that Bert Kreischer looks like he's lost some weight. Kreischer posted a social media before and after pics of his 45-pound weight loss, captioned me at 275 versus me at 230. Men's Journal says, beyond dropping the pounds, it's clear from his defined abdominals, arms, and shoulders that Bert the Conqueror star has also been hitting the gym. The Hollywood Reporter asked Wanda Sykes, how's it different to shoot a special as opposed to doing a regular stand-up show? Wanda Sykes said, when you're filming it, you're definitely in your head a little bit. I shoot 2 shows, so the first one is like, okay, let me get something in the can. Let me just make sure we got it structurally and technically. And the second show, I just let loose, have fun, actually improv some stuff sometimes, and I stumble on stuff because I already have the safety of knowing I have one. We always end up using the second show. Wanda, how much thought did you put into what you wear? She said, we were in Paris for Christmas. My wife is French, and we were there for the holidays, and I knew we were going to shoot the special in February, so I was like, man, I had to go figure out what I want to wear, and I knew I wanted something different. I didn't want to go with a suit. I wanted to be a little bit more casual and have a bit more fun because I'm rolling around on the ground. I'm much more physical in this one, and we're shopping, and I saw this jacket. It's red, white, and blue. It's denim, and I was like, that's it. This is what I'm going to do in Philadelphia. The Pitch KC caught up with Chris Tucker. He's been doing stand-up for 30 years, and the Pitch said, what are the audiences like these days? Tucker said, oh, man, you know what? They're hungry. You know, people are hungry. They laugh. It's one of the reasons I want to do this tour, because people are saying they want to laugh. They want to get out and have some fun, and they're just hungry, man. I love it. They're more intelligent. They're smarter these days because there's so much entertainment out there, and you got to come with your game, which I love. The energy's great. These days, he's working clean-ish and said, it just made me better. I'm just better able to expand on things more. It's just who I am. It may be still definitely edgy, but it's just much better when I was younger, because when I was younger, all I had to talk about was when I was younger. But now I've had many different experiences, grown into a man now. I've got so much to talk about, my point of view in the world. People are really getting a lot when they come to my show. Vogue spoke with Matt Rife, and they said a lot of your audience goes wild specifically for you. One woman propositioned you during your set. Does it ever make you uncomfortable? Matt Rife said every single time. Because, I just want to do jokes. I just want to go on stage, tell jokes, maybe talk to a person or two, see if anything funny happens, and that's it. It's uncomfortable because there's a lot of double standards. I've had my nipple bit at a meet and greet before. Can you imagine if a female comic was getting treated like this by guys? It would never fly, right? But of course, there's zero empathy or sympathy for a guy because I'm not in physical danger, so it's a bit strange. Flattering that they care that much, but it's a bit strange. How does he feel about being a heartthrob? He says it's got pros and cons, I suppose. The pros being you get such a massively passionate fan base, but the flip side is people take you less seriously as a comic. So it's a weird thing. You have to personally choose how you want to balance that. If people think I'm a heartthrob, cool. As long as you respect my comedy and like to laugh, you can think whatever you want about me. I don't care, but I think it creates a lot more hate than it does positive effects. Besides getting my teeth done, I've never done anything to enhance my looks. That and going to the gym, which I do more for than just aesthetic reasons. So if anyone has a problem with that, that's their problem. I'm not doing anything. He laughs and says, I'm trying so hard to be as ugly as possible, I promise you. It's one of those things, though, at a certain point, I'm going to stop talking about it because I know I'm more than that. And the more people only look at me for that one aspect of myself, the less they care about my comedy and my entertainment and things I want to create. So it's yeah, can we reference these things now? But eventually I'm going to be can we just focus on the work? I just bought a new phone during the break. My wife had called me, and my phone lately, every time I go to use it, I push the button and it's hang on, man, I'll get to you in a second. It's not like I don't use my phone. I am a professional podcaster and I need it. So that's what I did during the break. What did you do? By the way, phone's not cheap these days. I paid for it outright, and I got myself the newest, greatest phone. In my family, as we went into the break, I had the oldest phone in the family. Now I have the best one. On Wednesday, the broadcast networks will come together to honor Norman Lear. They'll run a title card at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC, NBC, Fox, the CW, and CBS. Nice job. On January 1st, Fox will celebrate MASH, the comedy that changed television, in a new 2-hour special. That's random, right? Why MASH? MASH, one of my favorite things of all time, believe me, but why that now? The special centers around previously on-aired interviews with original cast members Alan Alda, Gary Berghoff, William Christopher, Jamie Farr, Mike Farrell, Wayne Rogers, and Loretta Swit. Wayne Rogers is dead, and I believe William Christopher is dead. Interesting. I guess these have been sitting around. Fox says in these intimate, highly personal remembrances, the creation and evolution of the show's iconic characters are revealed alongside rare, never-before-seen behind-the-scenes footage, photos, and stories. Wayne Rogers passed away in 2017. I didn't make that up. William Christopher passed away in 2016. I didn't make that up either. Now, what's weird is the press release says series stars Larry Linville dead, Harry Morgan dead. They're not saying dead, I'm saying dead. McLean Stevenson dead, and David Ogden Stiers, who's also dead, are remembered through a collection of clips from the series as well. So why are they separate than Wayne Rogers and William Christopher? This thing must have been sitting in the can for a few years and nobody checked the press release? Very, very strange. I'm going to ask this question on the MASH Reddit. Kelsey Grammer spoke to the Hollywood Reporter about new Frasier. Kelsey says, I believe we have a home at Paramount Plus for several years to come. If there's a Paramount Plus, Kelsey. And we certainly have several ideas for it. It's just what's fleshing out. We're not sure yet because the writers went on strike, then the actors stayed on strike, and everything just sort of stalled. At least we got the episodes in under the wire before we had to lock down. But where our future is, of course, we're going to explore the relationship between the father and the son, and that's natural. Then involve the other characters as well. The first few episodes of any new TV show needs to be sort of dedicated to the idea of allowing the audience to fall in love with the new characters. I believe that's finally started to take shape. Now we have the luxury of saying, well, let's branch off into this area, that area, go a little heavier on this storyline, focus a little bit more on this member of the cast. The basis of the show is that father-son relationship, but also Frasier's new friendship, Frasier's new life, his third or fourth act, arguably. That's what we're discovering. We've discovered that he's probably a bit more mature, maybe still a little bit the same sort of nut, but he's grown some. For him to have been static, for us to have started right back in the same show from 30 years ago, to jump right back into the same story would have been ridiculous. For a man to spend 30 years of his life and not age would have been ridiculous and not grow wiser in any way. We thought it was important to give him some sort of new clothes. They asked him how he feels about the term reboot. Kelsey said, we really think of it as new Frasier. We don't really think of it as a reboot because we haven't rebooted anything. It's just a character that has not fallen from grace. He's still a loved and beloved character and one we really love playing. I wasn't nervous about it necessarily, just that in a new world, we have a new set of viewing habits. I figured we'd promoted it pretty well. I thought there were some loyal audience members around who were really kind of hungry for revisiting the character because we really haven't done comedy like that in quite some time, and I think there's a hunger for it. Was he upset that a lot of the original cast didn't want to return? Kelsey said, I wasn't upset. I had tried to get everybody back because that's what I thought was the right and faithful thing to do. I wanted to remain faithful to them, but them not wanting to do it was fine. Certainly their choice. Actually, it led us to some choices that we wouldn't have done probably, and I was very happy we did them. I'm happy we ended up back in Boston. That never would have happened had the rest of the cast come back. BBC Radio 4 has launched a podcast, Jokes. Jokes will combine brand new series with highlights from the archive, quote, providing comedy fans with an easy way to find the latest content from their favorite comedians to start the feed off the full series of Nora Meadows' Week of Wellness. What caught my eye, they've uploaded the 2019 comedy special Phil Wang, Wangsplaining. I like Phil a lot. New album out today from Andy Awancio. It is called Better Living Through Femistry. Andy is a trans gal comedian from Seattle by way of Baltimore. With her 10 years of comedy, she brings a witty, sardonic, and slightly profane style to her jokes that navigate living with disability and a marriage founded, fueled, and fortified by Mad Lib vows. Andy's open for some pretty good people. Kyle Kinane, James Adomian, Cameron Esposito. Better Living Through Femistry, out today on Kill Rock Stars Records. Hulu has shared a trailer for Self-Romance, which features Macpacker Andy Samberg. The plotline: when a middle-aged man, Jake Johnson, is invited into a limo by famous actor Andy Samberg, his adult life takes a thrilling turn. Wait, so is Andy playing himself? Interesting. Johnson is offered a chance to win $1 million in a dark web reality TV show where assassins from all over the world attempt to kill him for 30 days. The catch? He can't be killed if he's not entirely alone, leading him to recruit an unlikely team to help him survive. His only problem: none of his friends or family believe the game is real. Andy Samberg's in this, so is Wayne Brady. Are you excited? It'll be out on January 12th, and that's your comedy news for today. If you like the show, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. And if you'd like to support the show, one way to do that is go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews, buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. Throw some bucks in the tip jar, and I'll get nice coffee. See you tomorrow.